Liver King. What it do, man?
You're welcome to come over.
Okay, bro.
Absolutely, come on over.
I appreciate you.
Saying goodbye to this beautiful. Look at that architecture, brother. What's your name?
Benny Mac on kick.com.
On which okay.
Kick, yeah.
Yeah. When you add the .com, that sort of is cheesy. I stopped listening to you because you just plugged the commercial. I would have looked you up if you were value or utility. I'm gonna give you a real quick tip. If you want to plug, what is it again? Your.
Oh, I'm wearing this shirt.
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna show. What's the name of it?
It's called Kick.
Kick.
Yeah.
.com.
Yeah, I just thought I'd identify
Kick.com?
myself. Correct.
You own Kick.com?
I'm streaming on Kick.
Kick. Oh, you're streaming it.
Yeah. I don't own it.
Okay, good. Well,
but we'd love to, if you ever need...
So that you would seem less promotional, you just say who you are and say, this is who I am, period. Period.
I'll take that on board. I appreciate the feedback.
This is who I am, period. C-O-M.
Period.
Different?
Yeah.
And the same?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm saying bye to the Capitol, and then we can walk and talk, and then I'll put my phone. Actually, I might keep my phone. You didn't come in for me, did you?
Yeah, we did. Yes, sir.
Oh, no way.
Nice yes, sir.
You, man. What's good? Okay, good. So we're gonna do the deal. Well, what I came here for is, you might not know me. My name is Liver King. I picked a fight. I picked a fight with a man who just recently moved here from California. Joe Rogan?
Yeah.
Picked a fight with Joe Rogan. I won't look at your camera because I'm looking at you, which is the man.
Yeah, I'll look at you.
Okay, just so you know.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I picked a fight with another man because that other man, he did it first. You did it first, you know. So that other man, he did that thing, and it affected my family. So who am I? You might not know me. You probably don't. My name is Liver King. Who am I picking a fight with? Joe Rogan. It started. It's not over. I'm wearing an ankle bracelet. They just put me on this one.
Yeah, they said that you had an ankle bracelet.
They just put me on that one right there, that ankle bracelet.
Yes, sir.
Who did I pick a fight with? Joe Rogan. I'm not going to say, give me 2 seconds because I'm not talking to you. But I said, you. I'm not going to say who that's to, because that could be perceived as an additional threat, and then I guess who keeps going home. So who did I pick a fight with? Joe Rogan. Why? Anyone want to know why? One word. One word. Family. Family. What would I do for my family? What would I do for them? For them to be received in a lesser light than what they deserve, the innocent, pure, awesome family. Some of us have family. You know how it is when you have family. You might do almost anything for your family. And then if you've watched somebody get bullied before, or if you've ever been bullied, you ever been bullied? Well, I've done that for a couple of years. I've been bullied. It doesn't feel good. And then when you are strong enough and capable enough to do something about it, like I am right now, I can do something about it. Now to sit back and watch my family continue to be received by this, and to watch a really popular, you might call him powerful for the egotistical warrior archetype that he is, lacking the king title, by the way. You thought you were invincible. You thought you could pick on a cave idiot. Me make fire, me Liver King, cave idiot. Takes liar king metaphors for the man. Oh, you forgot he's a husband. That's what I am. I'm actually a real king. A real king? I actually earned that title. I earned it, and so I can call myself that. And anyone's invited to call me. I say yes to everything, but as long as you don't interrupt, and I'll give you your space and time. But in the meantime, you're welcome to come in and take pictures too. So absolute, bro, if you want, you should come in and take pictures, and then afterwards we can do that too. But I actually earned my title, king.
Right.
And so what he ended up doing is he accidentally picked a fight with a real man who wasn't actually a caveman. He could string a few words together. How'd that happen? Because we could, think a little bit. And well, then what happened with the thinking? Principles, family, loyalty. Anyone here from Texas? From Texas, right?
Yeah.
So that's the thing about Texas, We do things here. Do you know what Texas means?
Explain.
We should remember what Texas actually means. It means friendly. That's what Texas means, is friendly. And how did we get so friendly? Why would you be friendly? Why aren't we the friendliest state in the world? You know, because a man should be capable of catastrophe. A man should be capable of monstrosity. But what a real man does is he's sheathed. That's sheathed. That sword, that you wield it, you're capable, you got a family, you need to be able to do that for them. So the greatest state, that's what happens. And he just moved here, that guy. He just moved here. He just moved here. And so this foreigner that just moved to the friendliest state, we're the friendliest state because we can lock it down, because we have the right to do things that other states don't have the right to do. And so if we can protect our perimeter, he probably doesn't know about this in our state, we can protect our perimeter. We have the right to do things here that other states don't have. And so I love this state. I was born on military bases, grew up on military bases in this state. Yeah. This is actually my state, where I'm from. Proud to say about how friendly all of you guys are. I can feel your energy, you know.
Yes, sir.
I came here. My name is Liver King. That's a metaphor for this man. The name doesn't matter. It's the message. Liver is king. Liver King, Liver King, Liver King. That's the ego. Liver is king. There's one thing you can do right now to start living a better life. Learn about the ancestral lifestyle. That's good and true. That's the framework. Good and true. Not bad intentions. Good and true. I actually took. That's true. Steroids, testosterone, cream, and growth. All that's true. And so what he ended up doing, because he measured himself against another man, he was already in a losing game.
For sure.
So then he measured himself accidentally against a real king that would actually challenge him honorably to a real fight.
Yes, sir.
A real fight. And you know what I'm fighting for is my family. I'm fighting for principles. I'm fighting for, if you know what it feels like to get bullied, that sucks. If you know what it feels like when you watch somebody get bullied and you could do something about it, and you know you can, shame on you too, because I've done that before and that sucks. I regretted that. I said I would never do that again.
Yes, sir.
So my family is now being bullied, received for less than who they are. I can't say the name, but I said it earlier. So let me just not say it again. You think you're above reproach. You thought that. You've been getting away with it. Then another real king, who, what would I ever gain to fight with another man? Kings don't fight with men. We don't have anything to gain. What kings do is like alliances we build with other kings to serve our people, a greater good. That's pretty up because we got everything locked up otherwise that we need. I have a beautiful family. I love my life. To come stay at a hotel here to pick a fight, I actually was insatiable. To relegate myself back down for a savage fight and to be ready for it. He's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. I'm a pretend black belt. Pretend. I was praying to God he would just choke me out. Because if you wake up from a choke out, everyone knows it's like a dream come true. It feels awesome. And then if you could just try and get me to tap with any other limb, well, I was fighting for my family. I was. So those limbs, I know how useless they can be. I have one eye. My intestines are shattered. I do enemas every day to take. I have to lay down on the ground with the fetal position with my legs to the left to actually go to the bathroom. And I'm ready to fight for my family. Another man who thought that he could bully another man, that's fine. You can bully another man. That's still not okay. But this man, fine. But then it was my family. Yeah. Now my family's received a less. And so I'm just trying to share with this great place here. You might not know who I am, but my name is Liver King. I am picking a real fight. It's with, can y'all say it?
Joe Rogan.
Okay, let's start over. So here's the thing. You might not know who I am. My name is Liver King. Yeah. I'm picking a fight. Anybody know who it's with? Anybody? It's one word. Anybody know why?
Family.
That's why. And so I'm on my way out because what ends up happening is the terroristic threat division has a subtask about violent crimes. They come to get me with my family because there's a box. Did anyone see the box that I gave to him? Do you know what was in it? So no money. No money. I wouldn't give him money. And it wasn't even for him. It was for his employees at Mothership that let me in, unbeknownst to him. So the box that they called the threat on. Happy quinceañera. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Everything good and true. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. That's a real rite of passage for women that they still honor. They don't do the man one, right? It's called barbarian. That's the real one. But what ends up happening is the world thinks this is a real bomb. A real bomb. And so now you can justify to detain a man in the great state of Texas without telling him he's arrested or reading him his rights in front of his family. That's what can happen. When you know some people around here because you moved to the Capitol and you think you're above reproach, and then this really sucks for the great city because some things were done that weren't okay. That gives them a lot of vulnerabilities because they knew everything they were doing wasn't right. We're getting this man, this family man, 0 record. Not even a fucking parking ticket. Never been arrested, except in Poland, that was real. But never actually, here, 0 record, zero record. And then my wife is here, my boys are here, my actual sons are with me, everyone's with me, and they kind of knew. And since everyone knew what they were doing was incongruent with the truth, they did a lot of things wrong, which then left our city extremely vulnerable from a legality standpoint. And I'm gonna say this right now, I would never sue my city or my state, ever. But Joe Rogan put them at risk by calling in a favor. They did many things wrong. They never even said you're arrested. They just arrested me. They just detained me. And it's okay with the rights, but you know, when they read your rights right before the end, they say, you have the right to terminate this interview at any time. All the others are self-explanatory. And so I said, do you have any questions? And I said, I do. I didn't really come here. I'm not looking for an interview. I don't need information about you. I'd like to go back to my family. I got something else I'd like to do. Seems like you want an interview. If you have utility to share with me, you should do it right now. But the last one was, I have the right to terminate this interview at any time. What happens if I do that? What happens if I do that? He says, then you go straight to jail. And I said, okay, then this interview is terminated. You should put me straight in jail. And so that ends up happening, and that's the gift that I got, is like novelty and new experience. I was in an actual real prison in Poland, a USSR type underground, everything concrete, metal, and real man, Polish. The hell's in, and then I went to like this one, you know. Yeah, this is interesting, you know. This one, I thought I would collect points. I'm like, okay, how much money would I have paid for this experience? I would have paid a certain amount of money for this experience, but not as much as the Poland one. Collect points. You give me a curfew. Now I have a curfew with all these charges. Reduced to, I can't say it, but it's supposed to be real. If it's a terroristic threat and the Violent Crimes Division Task Force comes to subdue you, you should probably have something worse than a felony. But then I'll just share back, it wasn't even a felony. What I left with, even less than that. Very light feather, you know. And then when they find out that they called the terroristic threat division for a present. It was actually a present that got delivered to the mothership. When the charges are released and all that stuff, an apology doesn't matter. I feel sorry that someone who thought they could be a bully and get their way and shut me up, you would put a whole state at risk. But I'm a real Texan, and I'm telling you guys right now, anything they did wrong, these are just men trying to do their jobs. And they couldn't reconcile what's actually right because they have to do their jobs. Their livelihood is to provide for their family. So guys, let's do this. And then what they forgot is on the third screen, they forgot to actually take my phone also. So I had recorded everything in the interviews too. Shit. Yeah, and then I said, I'm gonna post this to the internet right now in front of you unless you're gonna forcefully attempt to remove it from me. And then in which case you're going to have to announce that, because if you're going to forcefully get on me for that, look at you, look at me. You know? And so he says, can I have your phone? And I said, no, thank you. And he said, could you hand me your phone? I prefer not to. He asked it 7 different ways. So then he leaves. I still have my phone, and I'm still posting. Here's the thing, I'm not going to post that to social media. I just sent that to my family. Yeah. I would never compromise the state I'm from here. So that's like, what do you call that? It's cannibalism. My state is awesome. The friendliest state. Welcome to Texas, Joe Rogan. We're the friendliest state there is. So I'm still going to say this. I said before, it's going to be love in the beginning, mosh pit in the middle, love in the end. But you didn't allow the love thing in the beginning. The mosh pit's already happening. In the end, irrespective of this thing on my ankle, now I have a curfew. Now I'm packing because the threats have escalated so much so that the calculated risk to compromise High Sword and family it's just not responsible as a man to do what's next. So I'm tucking my tail, I'm retreating. Joe Rogan gets a point, a really excellent point. You get that point. That's what you did. I'm still inviting you, Joe, after this fight, to have dinner with my family, and to get to know your family. And it's just a principle. It's hard to debate a principle that's indivisible as the principle. King time. All right, guys.
Thank you for your interview, sir.
Yeah, brother. Anyone want to... look, I don't mean to be hurt or anything. Y'all wanted to get a picture, and I'm not suggesting anyone wants to get a picture, but I'm not going to hang out because my family's waiting. If anyone wants to get a picture, let's fucking get a picture, because I'm getting out of Dodge before I get legitimately arrested again.
I just want to say what's up.
Respect, man. Thank you for that, dude. Appreciate that.
Yeah, oh hell yeah, brother. All right.
Thank you so much for the interview.
Guys.
Thank you.
Just for the record, there's no winner of the fight. There's no winner. There's no winner. There's an outcome, and the outcome is going to be good and true, period. You don't get to do damage to somebody else. Not good and true. We're master builders. Everyone's born a master builder or a master destroyer. The same amount of energy it takes to attempt to destroy a man is the same one to build a man. Whoa. So we're master builders, good and true framework. That's why the password for this free Wi-Fi everywhere we go, it's you, Joe Rogan.
Woo!
Yeah.
Thank you for your interview.
Yeah, brother. Yeah, bro.
Liver King, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't post that until at least a few minutes. I need to leave off.
Okay.
Give me an hour.
Dude, it's live. I'll let you go. We won't follow you.
Appreciate you, man.
Can you give me a lift?
Dude, it's live. You got him in the bag, though, man. Good shit. Nice saying, yeah, boys. Don't post that for an hour. I gotta get out of town first. Hey, good eye, Benny.
Yeah.
You caught his ass. Good eye.
It's not my first snipe.